All right, everybody, we are live. Welcome to Live Good Stories. This is like our third week. Tiffany, I just realized we haven't ever even told anyone what Live Good is. We just jump in with our story time.
No.
So I thought we should start there. Tiffany
Okay.
and I are going to share with you some fun facts, and then we're going to interview our star of the day, Curry Russell. And I've got something fun planned for you, Curry, that I'm going to spring on you because you're a fun guy and we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
If someone were to come up and ask me, I would say Live Good is, like Costco, it's a wholesale buyers club where you can buy premium medical grade health and wellness products at wholesale pricing. I might say something like that. What might you say, you guys? Tiffany.
Yeah, I think I would say something very, very similar. I would say it's definitely the network marketing world's Amazon, because of the way it's built. But it's where you can get pharmaceutical grade health and wellness products at wholesale prices. But even more so than that, it's going to expand to be so much more than just health and wellness. That's what I would
love it. It's like Amazon, but it pays. Amazon doesn't pay.
Yes.
I love it. Curry, What would you say Live Good is?
Oh, we're talking about Live Good? Oh, dang it. I don't want to talk about Live Good. Live Good, I'm just teasing. Live Good is the most Costco-esque program that gives you not just the ability to, Costco allows you to pay an extra fee to make tip 20% back on the purchases you make. Live Good allows you to come in and start earning off of people who join after you. So it pays for you to get started in Live Good and not just save in the buyers club, but you actually make money by being first, by taking advantage and moving quicker than others. So for me, it was a no-brainer on the moving fast part because it's $9.95 a month. I don't even know. I know that there's people out there who have little. I do. I am fully aware. I grew up very poor, but I live in a world now in the United States where people go out to eat every single day at fast food restaurants. If you miss $9.95 a month, something's gone terribly wrong in your life.
Yes, and we can fix it. Even my 12-year-old son would know how to fix that problem. We just got our first snow of the year, and he would be like, who needs their driveway shoveled?
No doubt.
I'm going to start out with fun facts, and then we'll dive into our interview with you, Curry. Okay, Tiffany, you start with a fun fact. A short story, if you will.
Short story. You got your very short story. So you guys, exciting things happening this last week in Live Good. So Live Good's been around since December 13th. Well, officially launched December 13th, 2022, and hit their first year mark December 13th, obviously 2023. And when that happened, we were right around, I want to say it was like 985,000 members. And so we moved into like kind of beginning of year 2. So it's been about a year and like 2 weeks, I think. And this week, you guys, we officially hit 1 million members this week, which is so exciting. And just to give you guys some context for how amazing that is, Amazon obviously took 2 years. Amazon had, when they launched, they were just books, but still they pretty rapidly had a lot more in their marketplace pretty quickly. Took them 2 years to hit 1 million members. Netflix. Now I don't know anybody who doesn't have a Netflix membership, honestly, at this point. Netflix took 3.5 years to hit 1 million members. And Costco took 3 years to hit 1 million members. And we did it in a year and about 2 weeks. So absolutely amazing, incredible, and honestly, just a huge precursor for what is about to come this year and the years that follow.
Amazing. I always like to say that winning is my love language, and I like to be the best. And so I'm really glad I'm here at Live Good. Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then we're going to do something fun with
Is that the 6th love language? Is that the
What?
sixth one winning?
Is it the sixth love language?
Love language winning?
Yeah, and then 7 is cash, cold hard cash.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right up there with physical touch and words of affirmation, cash, and winning. Yes. Okay. So this week, my fun fact, I was asked to be on a call with a team in the Philippines, and they have one of our crown diamonds, which is the top rank in our company, which means 50,000 people are on this person's team. Okay. Tiffany just told you we're not even we're just a year old, and someone has 50,000 people on his team. Anyways, I was training on the call, and there was a woman, and on the call, imagine little Zoom boxes of people all over the world in 30 countries, most of them, I would say, poverty-stricken to low income. They're literally in their shacks. I don't know. I mean, they're on Zoom. It's absolutely amazing. And a woman comes on who just launched to platinum rank, which is a big deal here. It means 100 people are on her team. She is a tailor. She's a sewing tailor in some little town in the Philippines.
Ugh.
And that was amazing. But then someone said this on the call, and I wanted to share it with you. They said, I don't really need to know what your background is. I don't really need to know what your education is. I don't really need to know what your profession is. I just need to know what your dream is. I was like, that is such a great line. Okay. So let's get into our interview with Curry Russell. But before we start, Curry, I want to do rapid fire. Okay. Rapid fire, which means fast. I don't need long stories, Curry. I want rapid fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hot dogs.
Beach vacation or city?
Beach.
Movie theater popcorn, buttered or not buttered?
Buttered.
Like multiple layers?
I don't eat popcorn that often, so buttered just in general.
Okay. Favorite personal development book of all time?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What?
Favorite personal development book of all time?
The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson.
Okay. Favorite thing to waste money on?
Gambling.
Sports car or big ass truck?
Both.
Okay.
Oh.
Greatest piece of advice you've ever been given?
Art Williams, Just Do It.
Oh, what's your coffee order?
No coffee.
If you could spend an evening with someone who's passed away, who would it be?
Oh, that hits hard. I don't even know what just happened. I swear to you, I don't know what just happened. The typical answer would probably be like Jesus or somebody, but at this point, my dad's dad, who just passed away.
Oh, Curry. That's beautiful. Diet soda or regular soda? We know the answer to this.
Coke Zero.
Regular. Yeah.
I love Coke Zero.
No, Coke Zero.
You're going to do it right. You're not going to do it wrong. Okay. And last one, favorite speaker you've ever heard?
Oh, my favorite speaker is Matt Morris.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. Awesome. A legend. Okay. So Curry, we are so happy you're here. So outside of LiveGood, what do you got going on in your life? What do you do outside of LiveGood?
Chase women.
Oh, you totally do.
I do.
It's like a full-time job.
I don't have anything else. Literally, I got enough money that all I do is just chase women. That's it.
What if this is the interview that does it? What if this is the time? I saw him on the LiveGood stories in the purple background. I just had to get to know him.
Yeah, right. We'll see. Listen, I have found it hilarious, and I don't mean to go into this, but it's hilarious that when you think about in relationships, whether it's building in a network marketing business or building in a personal relationship, what you bring to the table matters.
Yes.
And apparently, I bring zero to the table.
Oh, that's
No,
not true.
it's amazing.
That's not true.
It's amazing. There ain't no one knocking on my door. Not
So
one person.
the data suggests you're bringing nothing to the table. Is this what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All
But I could literally just like make posts with me with stacks of cash and vacations and no, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's hilarious.
No, you should try that because one of the love languages is cold hard cash. So you should try that. Okay. So before LiveGood, and you're a father of two beautiful children.
Yep.
Do you have any pets?
Nope.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So prior to LiveGood, you've been in the industry for a long time. How many years?
9 years.
And you love network marketing. What do you love about network marketing?
First thing I love about network marketing is I didn't know it existed 9 years ago. Like I knew about people having Avon and Mary Kay and Cincy and all these little things, but I didn't know that it was called network marketing. I didn't know that it was multi-level marketing. And I actually paid for Pampered Chef kits and Tupperware kits for my ex. And she just wanted the stuff from the kits. Like there was no desire to sell anything. So I was just paying for anything she wanted me to spend money on. That's just the way it was. When I discovered World Ventures, the company that I first started in, I didn't know that I was in network marketing until I was told I needed to drive 3 hours to Akron, Ohio. I had to leave my house at 5 o'clock in the morning to be there to get in a line to be entered into this room of like 600 people at this regional training event. And the guy standing at the front of the room had flown his own airplane there. His name's Dave Watson. He's going through some health issues now. And I remember being in that room, overwhelmed with information. I took so many notes. I was prepared. I went there prepared, took notes. I still use the notebook today from my original, all my notes. And I related network marketing so fast and so hard to discipleship in Christianity that I couldn't see anything else. I just needed to get 12 leaders, build those leaders, and I could reach the entire world.
Yeah.
And I thought this is fascinating. Like I walked up to Dave in that meeting and I said, Jesus was the first network marketer. And he goes, you figured it out. And I have not been able to get it out of me since that moment.
Wow.
Well, one thing that I know about you is you are such a student. You're a professional student. And were you like that before network marketing?
No, I hadn't read a book in 20 years.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you, I did all of my book reports in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade on the exact same book. So I didn't read a single book outside of Call of the Wild since high school. Not one book, not one computer manual, not anything. Like I didn't read. It's not the way that I learned.
You had duplication down before network marketing.
Oh yeah. Oh, listen. We could go into a whole nother aspect of why I'm so good at messaging people, but let's not go into it. Let's save that for another meeting.
Another day. That's another day.
Tiffany,
So-
do you have any questions for Curry? I can keep going.
No, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. So you get into network marketing. Did you have massive success at every single company? Because you're at the top of our company and you did it in like, I don't know, 91 days or 17 days. 17, how many days?
77 days to diamond. It was 13 days to platinum. It was silly. It was so silly. The answer is no, not even close. As a matter of fact, I allowed my best friend at the time to really hurt my growth because I thought that I joined a travel club we vacationed together, his family, my family. We were always taking trips together, cruises. And so when I found a travel club, I thought, I'm going to be in this with my best friend and we can have a lot of fun, take some trips, and make some money. He and his wife told me no, that this will never work, blah, blah, blah. And I just kept begging. Like for the next year, I allowed that no to slow me down at every single, like, I actually looked at this yesterday. I have the email list of every person that I personally sponsored in World Ventures. Every person I enrolled for the first year, which is a grand total of 5 people, were complete strangers. No one I knew would even take a look at what it was I was doing. And so I only started with complete strangers. By the time World Ventures added a feature that said that if you had 4 or more signed up at the level you are, you get your service for free. So I didn't have to pay anymore. That was literally the end of my first year at an event in Las Vegas. I had a grand total of 8 people in my team. I know this exact date and time. And at that event, I heard the one thing that changed my entire business. And I went from 8 people that whole year to enrolling 60 the next year. And then we switched to another company a little bit after that. And then I enrolled like 500 personals in the next company. And so this is... and
what was it that you heard?
Yeah.
So I heard that I have no responsibility to the outcome. Like the outcome is not anything that I can control. There's no emotional attachment to it. And it was that statement that there should be no emotional attachment to the outcome. My passion became the work. My passion became doing the thing because nothing else matters. Like I can't control whether somebody opens a message, clicks a link, watches my video, likes anything that I'm doing, reports me for spam, kicks me out of a group. I can't control anything on outside of the invitation. So I just fell in love with knocking on doors, and I just knocked on thousands and thousands and thousands of doors and it allowed me to, but I'll go back one step farther. One piece of that after that was figuring out who my target market was. Because if I will say that in the beginning, I thought everybody wants to go on vacation. Everybody needs this thing. Well, when we joined our second company, which was a company called Acervia, also shut down, it was targeted to marketing. It was a tool that I got into to market World Ventures and then took off with it. Like I had to change focuses because I was leading Acervia, like myself, a couple other people, and it was so target marketed to marketers that I understood at that point who it was that I wanted to work with. And so as that company failed, I went to the next company, and I love the fact that you and I think, started our adventure together at that third company for me, which was Euphoria Science. And that company, I remember when it was presented to me, and I had been so ingrained to never touch a health and wellness company. Like it was preached from the stages. It was like condemning yourself to death to work in a health and wellness company. And so I'm driving down the road in Baltimore. My ex is beside me. I'm on the phone, and I get off the phone, and I'm like, I looked at her and I said, I don't think I can do this. And she said probably the wildest thing to me ever that I'll never forget. She said, "You're the only one telling yourself that." And I'm like, what just happened? Did you use personal development on me? Like, did you just beat me in the face with all of it, like one sentence. And we went on to become like mid-level reps in that company, and then changed companies again, reached another mid-level, had some fun. So I'd say that because of messaging, I have personally sponsored about 1,300 people in 9 years.
Wow.
You and I were in 2 companies before this one. And when I joined this one, I was probably 2 days in. I'm like, wait, Curry's in my success line, my upline. Like, we didn't even know. It was
Didn't know.
else. And that's just so, the world is such a beautiful place that orchestrates all that stuff for us. I know Tiffany and I can relate so much to the story you just told. I was in the first company I was with. I could probably count on this many hands how many people I had on my team. I knew they're coming in, they're going every single day. I was so up in this because I had to be. I didn't know anyone else in my business. No one would join. What do you think is one of the greatest myths that you wish you could debunk currently about the state of either LiveGood or network marketing?
Oh, as I live in a world where this is a very poverty-stricken area where I live at, and one of the things that I hate is that if I market in this area, it's instantaneously a scam, like instantly, regardless of if there's a link attached. Somebody instantly just yells scam, fraud, whatever. And I wish that there was a way to open minds first. Like,
oh my gosh, Tiffany and I talk about this all the time. And I think it's a United States specifically horrendous problem. I think of other countries that they don't have as much skepticism and resistance being open.
Well, I think on top of what you're saying, I agree with what you're saying. On top of that, in many third world countries, entrepreneurship is ingrained from a child because they have to raise money to survive. Little kids have to work. Everybody has to do their part, and they don't know anything else other than creating income versus getting a job. And in our environment, all of our kids have been forced by the public education system to believe that the only way to make money is to get a job. As a matter of fact, in public education, we punish kids for trying to sell candy at school or trying to raise money themselves, but turn around and tell them, let's do this giant fundraiser for the school, and then send our kids out like little army people to go make money for the school, but never teach them about entrepreneurship.
I had a client in my private practice yesterday who is now like one of the greatest salesmen in his company, like top salesman. He goes, I started this when I was 7 years old and I was selling stuff at school. And then the school shut him down and said it was gambling. And it was like so bad what these kids were doing. He's like, I just was told that I could make my own money. And so I was like, let's go make my own money. And he was an entrepreneur since 7. Yes.
I will tell you that I would say, because my grandparents both owned businesses, my dad's grandpa owned a portable toilet business, and that was one of the largest portable toilet business in southeastern Ohio. My other grandpa was a plumber, had one of the largest plumbing businesses in southeastern Ohio. So I grew up around a lot of crap. I really did. I grew up around a lot of crap. But I remember living in a tiny little cul-de-sac area, and me and this little kid that I was in that little, we would actually take and draw pictures and paint them and go door to door and sell them for a couple quarters. Just play it. Really? We did that when I was little. And I remember we were also doing this. Remember when we was kids and we had those little flower things, and you played the little game, you opened it up with the little blues and the yellows and reds, whatever, and you picked the thing. We would make those and sell them for like $1 to kids. Right. Like the ones who couldn't figure out how to make them. We're like, here, I'll give you this for $1. You trade me something and I'll give this to you. So I've always had a desire to create income. So that it's like when I found this, it was like, okay, I'm just going to trade this information for some money and do this over and over and over and over and show other people how to do it.
I was thinking about this quality of being open yesterday. I was just feeling super grateful for my life and where it's going. And I thought to myself, I'm so glad you're so open. You're always open. Smart people are open. Like, stay open. I'm just grateful to myself for being open. So I love that. I love that.
That phrase is actually the Ray Higdon said it first, I believe, based on all of my knowledge awareness. His statement, would you be open to? That statement has been the most powerful recruiting tool I've ever had. That statement alone, would you be open to? Because you instantly find out if they say yes or no, and you can move on so fast and keep moving and look for those initial yes. Would you be open to? Would you be open to? Would you be open to?
I know. I think we're just looking for people who are open. I mean, and then like you said, either yeah, that floats my boat, or no, that doesn't float my boat. Okay, cool. I know Tiffany and I can speak for both of us. We wish we would have learned that lesson years ago. It probably would have saved us some, angst, this really being unattached to the outcome. And I like to say, like, I care about humans, but I don't care about your answer. I care about humans, but I don't care about your answer. And the moment I figured that out was when we went and grew a team finally to 1,500 people in our last company. But it became this really fun venture. And I guess what was fun to me was I knew I was doing the work. You are a big proponent of, obviously the truth, which is you got to do the job description.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think we're living in such I want a fast hit. I want a fast success. I want to, like, where's the next shiny thing? And just go do the do.
It don't feel right otherwise. Like the people who, and I'm not going to get political. I promise I'm not going to, but I can't stand the idea of expecting a handout. Like when I got started in network marketing, my friends, the people who invited me to see it, were in Wisconsin. I was in a podunk little area, and I'm selling a $365 service, and I didn't know how to invite. I didn't know how to have a home party. I didn't know how to have a meeting. I didn't know how to do anything, and I had to figure stuff out. And one of the worst parts about some of the people who are in network marketing is that they're unwilling to figure stuff out. They want everything handed to them. They want, and no offense to anybody watching this right now, but Jesus, figure it out. Like,
and figure out who you're figuring out from.
Yeah, and I have a question I'd love to ask about that, because I feel like I've been in network marketing for almost a decade, and I was before coming here to LiveGood, I was with a health and wellness company that's been around for like 38 years at this point. And I was very well connected in that space. I'll leave it at that. But my feeling when I was in that space was there were a lot of people who were trying to figure it out, but the mountain that they were trying to climb was something that was presented to them one way, and then the reality of what it actually was later on down the road was not true. Does it make sense? Like, we were told you could accomplish X, but then once you really were involved, then you realized, wait a minute, that's not possible. So I've actually been wanting to ask you about LiveGood, because my feeling with LiveGood is that it's really turned the tables for people here, because it's evened the playing field, right? It's made it accessible for everyone to really have the kind of success that may have been promised to them in other spaces before, but that they weren't actually capable of creating. And I'm talking about the people who were doing the work, who were all the things, because I know I was doing the work. And for the life of me, I couldn't climb up the mountain. And I know that there's a lot of people out there like that. And I think that's where some of the disillusionment comes in as well for people, because they had these things promised to them, or they were told they could do this if they put in enough work, and they did it and nothing came of it. And in my time here, in the 7 months I've been here at LiveGood, I've seen such a shift in that radically. I've had more success here than I did in the first 2 years of the space that I was in. So I would love to know what your take is on that.
So I hear this even today. One of my original people, one of my two original people had a fun conversation and was re-engaging into the system. And then we had an argument, a real good conversation about how we presented the $2,047.50 at the beginning of this venture, because from the beginning, it's still at the very top of our compensation plan that you can join this company and earn up to $2,047.50 without sponsoring or buying a product.
Great.
And I guarantee it's still true. For some reason, a lot of people stopped using that to market. And I think that's one of the biggest failures that we have, is not continuously using that to bring people on board, because they believe, oh, that can't be true, or you can't just come in and make money from nothing. But the reality is, it's just a math problem, and you have to manage expectations. There's people in this space and in all network marketing space that tell people that something is possible, but then do not manage expectations by telling them, hey, it's going to be a climb. It's going to take a while. I don't believe that a matrix will fill up for at least 5+ years. But I've got to say, I saw the match pay and saw, if I can put 100 people in and every one of those people reach $2,047.50 without doing anything, just by me building this business, and all of those people, I get a 50% match pay, I'm going to earn 6 figures a month based on the compensation plan. That's the only thing I saw. So when I built it this way, and I invited people to potentially earn $2,047.50. I was doing very little at the beginning to manage that expectation myself, and I had to learn. I had to really start figuring out how to make my messaging better. But then it was like, even if it took you 5 years, let's just say 5 years from now, you're only making half of that. You're making $1,000 a month from the $995 of your business fee, and it cost you a grand total of $500 to be making $1,000 a month. Would it still be worth it? But that's just, in the argument that I had today was, we're talking about the least amount of money that you can make in LiveGood. Why are we focusing on the mediocre? Mm-hmm. The money is in the match pay. And if you, as a leader in this company, can't figure that out, you're going to miss all of this. You're going to get upset because you're not making quarters, and you're missing thousands upon thousands of dollars that happen as the team keeps growing. The message is, sure, you can earn up to $2,047.50 if you want to wait on 8,000 people to join and pay you $0.25 a person. But you could be making $10,000 a month if you would go ahead and enroll about 100 to 200 people over the course of the next year, and help those people find a couple who enroll 100 themselves over the course of the next year, and the same thing keep happening. I can't tell you how many people in my team, because my culture of my team was, put in your first 100 people. That's the first message. my message isn't sit there and wait. Like, if you want to make money and live good and be part of the financial side of it, enroll 100 people as fast as possible. Who cares about the fallout? Who cares about the quitters? Who cares about the noise? Get your 100 people, because I learned something along the way in this journey as well. The 80-20 rule exists. And if you don't understand and can't figure out the 80-20 rule, 80% of your people are going to be pew sitters. They're going to be people that show up for church just to be seen. They're going to come to your Zoom and just say, hey, I'm here on Saturdays and Mondays and Fridays and all your Zoom days. They're just going to be there to be seen, wear the fancy hat, just do the thing. They want to be customers. Awesome. 20% are going to be your Sunday school teachers, your missionaries, your pastors. And in those 20%, you're going to find church builders. You're going to find real church builders who go out and create their own ecosystem. You're going to find a Dr. Aaron. You're going to find a Tiffany. You're going to find all the team, Becky and Trevor and all the people we got in my organization who are just launching, like not just putting a couple in. They're literally building entire ecosystems of people. But you have to manage as a leader the expectation that this is going to take a while. It can't be fast. You didn't go get a college degree in your first 10 minutes, in your first year, your first month. It's going to take a while before you start making real money.
Yeah, and so that's what I love about this, though, because it's going to take a while. I agree with you, but it's doable. Whereas I feel like in other spaces that exist in the network marketing world or multi-level marketing world, people would be told that it's doable, but it wasn't actually, right? And here, I think you're right. Managing expectations is so important. So we manage expectations. We let people know it's going to take some time, but it's going to happen. And that actually holds water here versus other places where it didn't.
I don't want to stand up for any other company or any other, but I do truly believe they all work. I think that it literally comes down to the person. I think that each and every one of us have to develop into the person we need to be to become, to do all the great things that we're going to do. Dr. Aaron at one point wasn't the person she is today. You're not the person you once were before. I for sure was not. I was a technician installing 911 call centers, didn't know anything about speaking, started doing Facebook Lives all the time to just practice. I've now done over 2,000 Facebook Lives. I've got over 1,000 videos on YouTube. I practice. I learned to speak fluently and can just hold a thought and talk about some dumb thing, some ignorant thing that I talk about for hours. Just talk.
Well, Curry, we're going to wrap you up. But
why? Let's keep going.
So, and with this question. No, 2 quick questions. What's been the most fun part for you of being in LiveGood?
Two things. Both are emotional. Seeing a leader show up and take off. That is the weirdest, wildest thing I've ever experienced in my life, where someone shows up and you have 9,000 people through one person who showed up. The second piece of that is seeing another leader show up through a guy who quit. And that's the most powerful thing. Somebody who just clicked, and I'm that guy, but I'm not. In my example, it's Trevor. Trevor showed up through a guy who quit or fell out of the matrix, and then still didn't do anything for a little while, and then all of a sudden took off, and all of a sudden we have 8,000 people through him, but he just clicked this guy's link on Facebook and just sat there for a while.
Mhm.
And I did the same thing. I clicked a random guy's link on Facebook and just pre-enrolled, sat there for a month, and then all of a sudden I saw the comp plan and lost my freaking mind. But
Well, you know, that can, like Tiffany's saying, that can happen to any of us here.
Mhm.
Okay.
any of us,
We are open to receive. We are open to receive.
Bring it in.
That story, because I'm here because that quitter, because Trevor shared it with Johnny and Johnny shared it with me. And so I'm here because someone quit too and someone clicked on a link. So
and let's be honest,
people, yes,
and
you can. So
let's be really transparent. Johnny was building another company. Johnny was not focused, or he was focused on something. And here's if I can give the greatest tip I can give. When you ask somebody if they're open to seeing anything and they say yes, they are not happy where they are.
exactly.
A person who says yes is like, if you asked me, just as people do, like one of my previous owners messaged me under NDA and said, "Hey, would you like one of the top spots in this company? We're all under NDA right now." And I said, "No, I am happy. There's no way that I will be distracted by anything at this moment in time, and nor will I be for the next at least 5 years. For 5 years, can you be undistracted, unrecruitable, no possible way that you're going to ever consider anything else for 5 years? Just focus."
Mhm.
That too many aren't. Too many. If you say yes, you're not happy.
It's true. I always say, look at, all of our listeners, look at your dreams. If you don't have enough money to reach your dreams, you've got two options. You can push your dreams aside and say, okay, I'm not going to dream that, or you can raise your income. And when Johnny sent me that video, I am the kind of person, I am not going to lower my dreams. I am going to raise my income. Okay. So, anyways, when we end here, Curry, when you think of LiveGood, what is one word that comes to your mind?
Freedom.
Yes.
Oh, I love
That's a
that.
common one. Thank you, Curry, so much for being interviewed today, sharing your LiveGood story. You're incredible. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here. We will see you next week on LiveGood Stories. Until then, everyone, live good and prosper.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.